Okay, so folks, let me say welcome wherever you are, however you are joining the broadcast this evening. We'd love to say welcome to tonight edition of Let's Talk Liberia. So my name is Ambassador First. I'd love to say welcome to the broadcast this evening. Uh, like you saw in the description there, we're going to be talking about the press conference of the former finance minister, as well as uh, Representative Marvin Cole uh, joining the citizen movement for change today. So as you might be aware, today he joined the citizen movement of change of Representative uh, Musa Belete. Yeah, Musa Belete from Nima County. So the Bon County lawmaker joined. So we're going to be talking all of those issues. It promises to be fascinating. It promises to be interesting. It is something that you cannot afford to miss. Yeah. So you can just help us to share the live video so that others will join the broadcast this evening. So those of you watching us on Facebook, I'd love to say thanks for joining us. Those of you following us on YouTube, I'd love to say welcome as well. Thanks for joining us. So you can also tell us how is the audio. Yeah, how is the audio? But for the video, I guess it is okay. I guess the video is okay. But you can also tell us what you think of the audio, right? Is the audio okay? So just place in the comment section so I will know how is the audio. So we are still waiting you to tell us how is the audio. Then we start the program. So please try to tell us. Yeah, please try to tell us how is the audio at your end. So we want to know if there anything that we can work on it. Yeah, so like we said, we are also live on YouTube. So you can also join us on YouTube. Maybe those of you out there, you have your smart TV, you want to watch this program live on your smart TV, you can just go to YouTube. Yeah, and search Mountain of Praise. Of course, Mountain of Praise. Definitely, this program is live there. Yeah. So let me say welcome again, wherever you are, however you are joining. We love to say welcome to Let's Talk Liberia. My name is Ambassador Rufus. Those of you just joining us, I'd love to say thanks for joining us this evening. Yeah, it's actually in the evening from Liberia. Yeah, it is actually in the evening. So I'd love to say thanks for joining us. And today's edition promises to be very much fascinating. So all of this time I'm wasting, I want to get a feedback, right? I want to get a feedback. What you think of the audio? Please, folks, just tell us how is the audio. Please tell us how is the audio. Definitely, we will know what to do next. Okay, so again, let me say good evening again, good afternoon, wherever you are, depending how depending your time zone. We'd love to say welcome to the broadcast. So, like I said, my name is Ambassador Kona Rufus. Let me go for this very short break. Yeah, when I return, then we can start the program. Yeah, let me go for the very short break and be right back.
I signed on a 10-year electricity financing. 10 years. Well, Ben, so that means, forget about President Barker. The financing for President who will be elected 2029, I signed. It's a 10-year financing. I signed it. So that guaranteed 10 years of financing. So 6 years, how many years? So the next president will enjoy 4 years. So you know what this rescue that the next president will take President we are. If President we are will take himself.
Okay, so folks, thanks for joining us wherever you are. I'd love to say welcome back to the program. So, like some of you might be aware, the former Finance Minister, Samuel Toer, he addressed the nation to speak on a series of national issues. And as you may be aware, he said lots of things. Lots of things. And one of those things has to do with the World Food Program involvement into the similar package. You are aware of the COVID-19 that's disrupted the world, and the government of Liberia under former President George Manalia, they decided to go into some level of agreement with the World Food Program, where they borrow about 25 million, and 5 million was given as a loan. So the total came to 30 million, and this money was given to the government of Liberia, and the government of Liberia decided to use the World Food Program, and they used the World Food Program to implement the stimulus package. And after the quote-unquote implementation, I'm saying quote unquote because there are lots of people who have doubt that the implementation was it went on successfully. Lots of people had doubt on that, and other people believe that the government executed its mandate, or the World Food Program executed that mandate for the government of Liberia. There are some people who believe that 25 million is not enough to feed an entire country, so the government went for the most vulnerable people during the COVID-19. But a lot of people are doubting it. So since the implementation of that particular project by the World Food Program, there have been lots of allegations. There have been lots of information that the government of Liberia, under former President George Weah, stole the money, and the government as well, under the former president, have been saying, how possible is it? How possible is it that we will steal money that we did not implement a project? So, yes, it's been happening. People have been saying it. So the former founder minister came up recently, calling on the government of Liberia to investigate World Food Program. He believed that World Food Program should be investigated. That's what he believed. So the thing is, other people are saying, Liberians have been calling for this thing. Even under you guys' regime, under the regime of former President George Weah, where you were foreign minister, why didn't you call on the government of Liberia then to investigate World Food Program? But it is now that you are calling for the World Food Program to be investigated. So these are things that our people are saying. These are things people are saying. So the thing is Samuel Tuer just trying to filibuster the run here? Because these are things that people are saying. Why didn't you call on the government of Liberia to investigate the World Food Program then? Why? Why only now? Why only now? So, the former finance minister said lots of things, but that is one of the key issues. I was like thinking, why? Oh yes, it is possible that the government of Liberia can still investigate. Oh yes, it is possible. Even if the former government under former President Weah and Samuel Tuer did not investigate the World Food Program, it doesn't negate the fact that the current government can investigate. But the truth is, why didn't Samuel Tuer, when Liberians were calling on the government, when Liberians were calling on former President Weah to carry on an investigation into this implementation of the stimulus package? Why didn't happen? Why didn't happen? So I think the former finance minister, he said lots of things, but for that, I think it is something that he just said it because he wants to just show a point. I must be real. I think he just wanted to show a point. Yeah. Because we know the former finance minister, he was very, very much influential under the regime of former President George Weah. He was very, very much influential. He was very, very much influential. But today, he did not call on the former president then, or call on the government then to investigate. But today, he's calling for an investigation. So on the other hand, to the government of Liberia, you guys use this World Food Program as a campaign message. The implementation of the stimulus package was a campaign message of the Unity Party. It was a campaign message of the Unity Party. So I think it is important that the government as well carry on this investigation Samuel is calling for. I must admit. Oh yeah, if Samuel did not investigate, or if the government did not investigate on the former President George Manewia regime, probably the reason why they did not investigate because they felt that there was nothing wrong that went on. They felt that there was nothing wrong that went on. So it doesn't mean that this government cannot carry on an investigation. So President Joseph Boakai, you need to carry on an investigation into this Samuel 12 or then the stimulus package and World Food Program. But again, is it possible that the government of Liberia investigate World Food Program? Is it possible? These are things we do not know. Yeah. These are things we do not know. Is it possible? Okay, sorry. So these are things that we do not know. And it needs to be answered. It needs to be answered. But as I'm saying also, in as much as Conan, I have some issue with Samuel 12, right? Calling on the government to investigate the stimulus package, right? I have an issue with that because I believe under his administration, when he was finance minister, he was best suited to call on the government to carry on an investigation. The government was going to listen because he was a top official of that government. He was very, very much influential. I believe that. But in as much that this Samuel 12 did not do that, and we are beating on him for that. But it is also important that this administration, who said they have come to rescue, who believe that transparency, accountability should be the hallmark, according to them, I believe that they should investigate the stimulus package as well. Oh yeah. I believe that the stimulus package should be investigated, the implementation of the stimulus package. I believe it should be investigated. It should be investigated. So in as much as Samuel 12, people talking about Samuel 12 this, Samuel 12 that, why he did not do this, why he did not do that, why he did not call on the government to investigate ever since under former President we are. Oh yes, that's a very salient point. But it doesn't negate the fact that this government too can also investigate. It doesn't negate that fact that they can also investigate. So I believe that this government can also carry on an investigation. And they should carry on that investigation. They should. They should carry on that investigation. Oh. Yeah, so Ruben Soko says he's following from Woloken Temple District, Raji County. Thank you, Ruben. Thanks for joining us. So I believe that Samuel 12 points of Samuel 12 also raised a salient point. I believe Samuel 12 raised a salient point that the government needs to investigate. Former President, we are not investigating doesn't mean that this administration of President Joseph Boakai cannot also investigate the implementation of the stimulus package being carried out by World Bank and under the former regime of former President George Manewia. It doesn't mean they can do that, especially if they profess. Sorry, folks, my mouse is dropping. But especially if they profess that they have come to rescue. If they profess they have come to rescue, according to them, they have come to rescue. That is awesome. That's awesome. It's good to rescue. It is good to rescue. But the rescuing cannot just be in the mouth. No. When you rescue, it can't be in the mouth. For every sides, every sectors. So if the former administration did not investigate this issue of the World Food Program, the implementation of the stimulus package, that means this administration will believe that they have come to rescue, will believe that they people should account for their stewardship. That means they are on obligation as well to investigate. You might have different view, but for me, not just the IQ. So I don't see why people just beating on Samuel to it to say the thing he's talking to is that doesn't make sense. Oh yes, I'm one of those persons who believe that former President we should have carried on that investigation of the government again. I'm one of those persons. But say it did not happen. These are the reasons why the Liberia people voted the CDC government out. That why the CDC government were voted out, because the Liberian people believed that some of the things they did, it wasn't right. Some of those things the Liberian people wanted, they did not carry it out or carry them out. So therefore they voted them out. They brought in the Joseph Nima Boakai administration. So therefore, this administration is under the obligation as well to investigate. Period. They are under the obligation to investigate as well. They are under that obligation. So I do not see the reason why people just all around beating on somewhere. No, I do not see that reason. I do not see that reason why people just beat on somewhere. I do not see you. I do not see a friend, because somewhere this was he had the opportunity under former President Weah for them to investigate the similar package, but this administration too, they are under that same obligation. President Joseph Nima Boakai, you are under the obligation to carry out that investigation. That is the reason why the Liberian people voted the CDC out. That is the reason. So, somewhere, he said other things. For instance, let me play this, right? Let me play this. Listen, watch this. Let's watch this. Let me play it from here.
This government, our government secure all financing of all road networks in the country, major road network. I signed on the President Weah a 10-year electricity financing, 10 years for the World Bank. So that means, forget about President Boakai. The financing for the president who will be elected 2029, I signed it. It's a 10-year financing. I signed the administration of President Weah. So that guaranteed 10 years of financing. So 6 years minus 6, how many years? So the next president will enjoy 4 years. So don't worry about this rescue that the next president will think President we are. If President we are will think himself.
So that's Samuel 12, right? That's Samuel 12. He is the former finance minister. These are some of the things that he said, right? Talking about the administration of former President George Manewia. They signed a 10 years electricity agreement. So the truth is, okay, let's say we want to believe some of these things that he said, especially as it relates to the 10 years electricity deal they signed. Where did they sign that 10 years deal? Where? The former finance minister needed to tell us that. Where did the government sign that 10 years, right, electricity deal? And with whom? With whom? We want to know. You don't just come out to just lecture the Liberian people, probably because you want your administration to come back. Listen, this issue of people just waking up, they just create their own story and just put it on the Liberian people. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. It definitely needs to stop. Listen, if the government of former President George Manewia was signed a 10 years electricity deal, do you think during the campaign the Liberian people wasn't going to be told by the government? Do you think it was going to be a secret? Do you think it was going to be a secret? But today, Samuel 12 is telling us that the administration, the former administration, he as finance minister, he signed a 10 year electricity deal with an unknown group of people that he did not tell us. With whom? Which one of the entity or institution did the government of former President William sign that 10 year electricity deal with? We want to know. So Samuel 12, he was on his own obligation, and the CDC as well, they are on obligation to bring that information to the Liberian people to say, oh, for instance, this is the copy of the deal. We signed it so time and with so entity, with so institution. But he did not do that. Just wake up to just lecture us. You just want to lecture us? No, Mr. 12, no. Like I said earlier, right? It's in your press conference. You said some things that I believe it's not that bad. For instance, I just talking about the similar package. In as much I'm one of those persons who believe that you were best suited to say it under the administration of former President George Weah, but he did not do that. It doesn't mean that it cannot still be done today. It doesn't mean that it cannot still be done today. So I believe that you should have said it before, and you guys were best suited to carry on that investigation, but you did not say it. But now, I also believe, Mr. Samuel 12, that this administration is also on obligation to carry on that investigation, because that's why they were voted. They said they came to rescue. So that's the reason why they were voted into office. That is the reason why they were voted into office. So they are on obligation to carry on that investigation as well. But when it comes to the issue of the 10 years electricity that you talk about, you signed, Mr. Samuel, until you can bring that document, you tell us which one of the institutions, you don't have to bring documents here. Tell us which one of the institution that you signed that agreement with. Tell us when did you sign that agreement. We will do our research. We will go about to investigate to know if what you said it is true. Someone will personally reach out to those, to that in particular entity or to those entities. We will personally reach out to them. But if you just look and say, oh, the government, a former person, I signed. You signed what? Where? Did you sign it? When? Did you sign it? With whom did you sign? Mr. Apostolic, these are things you need to tell the Liberian people, or the CNC needs to tell the Liberian people. A former president, we needs to tell the Liberian people. These are things. You don't just wake up and just give some kind of spiral story, then you expect Liberian people believe it. No. Mr. Twain, no. Things do not work that way. Things do not work that way. So for those of you just joining us, we'd love to say welcome to the broadcast. Thanks always for joining us whenever we decide to come live to discuss some of those issues that matter to Liberia. We love to say thanks for joining us. My name is Ambassador Kona Rufus. Those of you watching us on YouTube, those of you following us on Facebook, on West Coast Television, we love to say help us to share the live video. And probably you can also have your say on the discussion. And how can you have your say on the discussion? We have the phone lines. We have the phone line. You can call us on the phone line, and we will definitely be happy to get your comment. Any time of the show, right? You can call. So there's the number. Those of you watching us, there's the number. The orange is 0772 277 532. Local number, you can call us locally. 0772 277 532. And the roster is 0881 12 31 32. Maybe you want to have your say on this Summit 12 issue. If you want to have your say on this Summit 12 issue, especially as it relates to the 10 years electricity. Like one of those things you also talk about, not just electricity, but you talk about the sound out of the financing agreement for the construction of all the major roads in the country. All of the major roads in the country. Again, Mr. Twe, when? Let us tell us those rules, right? Tell us those major rules. So let's tell us those institutions that you signed the agreement with. Let us go and do our research, do financing the agreement. You don't just work out and just give us part of the story. No. You don't just work out and just give us part of the story, Mr. Twe. Tell us the institution that you signed, or those institutions that you signed the agreement with, the financing agreement for all of the major roads in the country. If there are different institutions, you tell us those institutions. You tell us those institutions. So for instance, you tell us for instance from Ganta to Zuechu, we signed this agreement with so institution, the financing agreement. From Buchanan to Sesto, we signed this with Sesto institution. From Sesto to Greenville, we signed this with Sesto institution. These are major roads in the country. So you need to tell us those things. You don't just look at you and say, oh, I signed, then you expect us to believe that, oh yeah, you signed. Because we know you guys politicians. You just wake up to just say things. You just say things, especially because you want to win election. Because you want to win election. You want to come back to power. So the issue of party coming back to power, it should not be based on lies. No, it should not be based on fake information. No, I believe this administration, if they are doing the wrong thing, right? The opposition, including the CDC, they should critique them. This administration, if they're doing the wrong thing, I believe the CDC and all opposition political parties should critique them. But it doesn't mean that the opposition will just wake up and just say fake things, give misleading information. It doesn't mean they should do that. No, I'm one of those persons who believe that politics should not be based on lies, on deception. So for the former finance minister to come up to tell the Liberian people that they signed 10 years electricity due without telling the Liberian people which institution they signed that deal with, without telling the Liberian people when they signed that deal, it, I believe, a proper day, a deception, until they can prove us wrong, until they can come on and provide the detail of those information. It is probably a deception, and it is not good for our democracy. I believe that it is not good for our democracy. So, former finance minister Sametwe, you need to come up to give the balance information that you did not give us. Especially surrounding this issue that has to do with the 10 years electricity deal that you signed. You need to give us the balance information as it relates to the financing agreement of all of the major roads in the country. Because as far as I'm concerned, the Public Works Ministry under former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and even under former President George Manewia, they said the same thing. They told the Liberian people to pave all of the major roads in our country. We need not less than $3 billion United States dollars. So I want for the former finance minister to tell us which one of the institutions that is signed the 10 years or the major rules financing agreement with. We need to know that. We need to know that. So, Mr. Twe, that information you gave earlier, no, I think it wasn't the right information. You need to do the needful. You need to do the needful by giving the balance information. Yeah. We need the rest of the information, Mr. Twe. We need the rest of the information so that Coco Spanner story you're giving us. No, we can't accept that. We cannot accept that, Mr. Twe. We cannot accept that. So until you can give the rest of the information, we will go and do our research. And we know that, oh yes, Sorry, folks. So let me play you this. Let's go for this very short break, folks. With this, yeah, but these are things we're talking about, right? Yeah, these are things we're talking about. I want us to take this break with this one and be right back. So let me play this to be right back, folks. Just be right there. Let me play it for you. Yeah, let me play it for you from this end. Okay, folks, let me say welcome back. We need to take that very short break to be right back. So, the man, journalist Elijah Tukbe, we said senior is watching live from Greenville City, Sano County, Liberia. Thanks, journalist Elijah Tukbe, we said for joining us, for joining the live. We'd love to say welcome, folks. Welcome back to the discussion. So those of you just joining us, we are discussing two issues here. The first has to do with the press conference of the former Finance Minister Samuel D. Tue. He had a press conference recently, right? Yeah, he had a press conference. Was it on Friday? Yes, on Friday. It was yesterday. He had a press conference yesterday, and he said lots of things. These are things that we're looking into. Some of those things he said, we cannot look at everything, right? Because he spoke on series of national issues, so we cannot discuss everything. But we are discussing some, and we're talking about the issues that he's talking about, the 10 years agreement that the former CDC administration, according to him, of electricity, 10 years electricity deal that he signed. In as much as he did not tell us which one of those institutions, the institution that the government signed a deal with, but these are things he said. And for some of us, we believe that it is unjust. It is unjust, and the former finance minister should not be giving half information, if not misleading information. I believe that the former finance minister should not be giving half information. if it is not misleading. If the information is not misleading, then he needs to give the balanced information. Yeah, you need to give the balanced information. So those of you out there just joining us, we love to say thanks for joining us. Welcome to the broadcast. Yeah, welcome. Just help us. You can also help us to share the live video, and we will definitely be happy for you to do that for us tonight. So, okay, again, I think right on the screen there. My name is Ambassador Puna Rufus, and we are discussing those issues that matters to Liberia. You know, Liberia democracy is getting matured, but in as much as it is getting matured, we appreciate the democracy of our country, how mature it is getting, but it is also important that we continue to hold public officials accountable. I think it is important that we continue to hold public officials accountable for some of the things they say, for their actions. And that's the reason why we are looking at the former finance minister, because he is a key figure as it relates to the democracy of our country. So I believe that former finance minister, if the information you gave about the government signing a 10-year electricity agreement, if it is true, Mr. Tue, you need to give the rest of the information. And someone say, but which information do you want again? I want to know the institution that the government of Liberia, former president, we are signed the agreement with. I want to know. And when did they sign it? And what are some of those things in the deal? We want to know these things. You won't just come out to let us say, oh, we signed 10 years agreement that we believe you know. Politics, like I said earlier, politics is not about deception. Politics is not about deception. Politics is about you telling Liberian people, telling your constituents the truth, or quote unquote the people that you want for them to vote for you, telling them the truth and how well the means in which you will use to implement your policies. Politics about you critiquing the government based on the facts, not based on lies. So politics is not about lies. Politics is about the truth. So for politicians to continue to come out, continue to give some misleading information, it is disheartening. It is unacceptable. And that's why for some of us, we'll continue to come up to say some of these things. If the government, if the former administration, or if any of those politicians believe that they can mislead our people, believe that they can live in deception, continue to deceive our people, listen, we will come up to critique them. We will say these things. We'll say these things. So, Mr. President, former Finance Minister, you need to get the better information, yeah? We are waiting for it. So, I think Mr. Tue needs to have another press conference. I think he needs to have another press conference where he will give the balanced information Yeah. So, Mr. Twe, you need to have another press conference. Have another press conference to get the better information. Tell us which one of the institution did you sign, right, the agreement with. We want to know. We want to know. We want to know which one the institution. Oh, sorry, folks. Oh my God, I did not know that this thing was covered. Sorry. Yeah. We want to know which one the institution that you signed. I'm about to play it, so just relax. I'm about to play it. You are going to see it. So, Mr. Twe, you need to write. You need to tell us. You need to tell us where are the Labran people where you signed the 10 years. So let me play this Marvin Cole. Let's listen to Marvin Cole, Representative Marvin Cole of Bronx County. Let me play this. Yeah, let me play this for you. Let's listen to him. He joined the CMC, right? Yeah, he joined the CMC. Let me play this for you. Listen to this one.
All you are asking what the meaning of CMC? Citizens Movement for Change. Change, we are saying the citizens should come by and embrace change. So Mr. Belete, the chairman of the party, Mr. Yogi, the SG, Mr. Bangura, our national chair lady, the first lady of district number 3, and my distinguished hard-working women of district number 3. Put your hand together for yourself. Citizens of district 3, the young people, the chiefs, the elders. Today, I just want to talk to you for 1 minute. I want you to listen. Months back, the beautiful girl were in the village. All the men in the town wanted that girl.